Welcome in, guys, to my another scout report. Today we're back on the quarterback class. So now you look at the quarterback class. I did a video a number of days ago talking about my mock draft from rounds 1 to 3, and you can really tell from you look at this year's quarterback class. I've talked about it really at depth, but you go past Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, um, a Jackson Dark, a Jalen Monroe, maybe a Will Howard. You go past that, that's about it. But again, ultimately, the best quarterback in this class is Cam Ward. Absolutely is the best. Second is Shador Sanders, and then you're looking at 3 or 4, looking at like I said, a Jalen Monroe, a Will Howard, and a Jackson Dark. And then you're going down to really the late rounds of this draft, and you're looking at Quinn Ewers. Now, Quinn Ewers, a quarterback from Texas. Now, he's about 21, 22. So again, he's still a good young age, especially when I've got guys like Dylan Gabriel, who's going to be 25 when the season starts. So, he's young for his draft class you're looking at, but he's still in that young kind of draft class. But let's talk about the games that I seen him on tape. Arizona State, Michigan, Florida, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Georgia, Clemson, Kentucky. They're kind of the games that I went off and was doing my going off. So let's talk about his strengths first. One thing I saw on his tape was he shows exceptional. He shows like he has an exceptional touch and timing on intimidating throws, so, which is great. Sometimes that when a quarterback does have like a touch and time throw, sometimes it can be not, especially on the intimidating throws, he kind of feels kind of nervous about. But with Quinn, he has a exceptional touch and timing on an immediate throw when working for a clean pocket. So when he's clean on the pocket, he's great at doing those immediate plug and play throws and finding the quarterback, finding the tight end. Again, he just hits his stride with the receiver as well. So again, he has a great touch and timing, especially with those immediate throws in a clean pocket. So again, if you're playing when he's clean in the pocket, fantastic. Ball handling and stuff like that, so he's fantastic on that. He has a masterful ball handler, and he sells his play actions, fakes, very action fakes, very well and with authenticity as well. And then ultimately that when he's being great as a ball handler, when he's doing great selling as a ball handler in the play action, again that freezes up the defense and can create throwing windows. So again, if he finds the tight end here, there could be somewhere down the field, and ultimately that can be great. Another one that I saw on his tape, he has a natural rhythm. He's a natural rhythm passer. And again, when I saw his tape, one thing I was impressed with is he thrives on being a natural rhythm passer. So if he's in that 10 and 20 passing range, like if he's between that and 10 and 20 passing range, like you could see him just working his magic. He's displaying some accuracy with his footwork, alignments, and his throwing platforms as well. So again, in that scenario, when he's about 10 to 20 yards in passing range, he's fantastic with his footwork and his throwing platforms. So that's something that I really did like on his tape. And then a couple more things that I just want to talk about here. He has a quick twitch release. He has a quick release allowing him to beat defenses back to the spot and the ball can come out of time routes, and couple more that I see he can create. One thing that I did see that impressed me was he creates throwing lanes with diverse arm angles, showing he can show his creativeness and working around pressure when even when he's there's a bit of he can create his way out of bad really tough situations with the defense with the defense. Like he can work out of pressure, but again he can still maintain his composure. Some quarterbacks you see in the NFL and they're like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here, or whatever. That's kind of like that lackadaisical kind of thing. And then two more that I picked up here that I wanted to talk about. First off was he demonstrates a bounce back ability after adversity. So again, one game he had after one game against Georgia, he was benched. He was benched with 3 straight multiple touchdown games. Like he was coming off like multiple touchdown games before this Georgia game, and then he was benched for the Georgia game, and then he did come on in the Georgia game. He was benched for like one Georgia game, and then so another Georgia game, and he did play for that. But he command, and then he has a great leadership, which one thing I did like his leadership, especially he's got some great leadership skills consistently. Like he's getting fired up, and that's what you need in a quarterback. Because again, a quarterback that's going to lead that offense. And then going into the weaknesses here, one thing that I did see, his field vision can really deteriorate under when he's under pressure. When he's really under pressure, like when he's not in the 10 and 20 yard range, his field vision kind of deteriorates, and he can fail to process what he sees on the field. Like, so if he sees like a good play, he wouldn't go to it. He would really, and then ultimately get himself kind of sacked. He'll get himself sacked and stuff, and it doesn't look good. So again, if you're looking at his field vision, his down the field vision needs some work. So if you're one of these guys that when these quarterback coaches are looking at this and going, oh yeah, there's a work in his vision down the field, because especially when he's under pressure and all these fucking defensive fucking left guards and all this other shit. Because again, if he's up against a fucking Chris Jones or somebody who's a Hall of Fame worthy defensive, like a Chris Jones or Joey Bosa or somebody on that ilk that can fucking eat him alive, you know what I mean? So you've got to be really better. You got to be really improving your field vision, especially when you're under pressure. And then he kind of, like I said, kind of gets kind of a bit, struggles to process when he's in the pocket. He's clean getting out of the pocket. Well, sometimes when he's under pressure, that's when he kind of fumbles in the pocket. So that's something his downfield field vision has to work, especially when he's up against some elite defenses. One thing again, he's had some injuries as well in college. That's one thing that he's had a couple of upper body injuries in his time, some like high school and stuff. So that's going to be one of the reasons why he's not going to be drafted like in the second round or third round. Just going off, because again, you don't want a guy who's I know he was in high school and he's been kind of healthy in college, but scouts look at that and go, is he going to be healthy enough? Look at Tua. Like Tua, he cannot stay healthy for an entire season, and you're looking at Quinn here, and he's had some upper body issues at high school, and that will probably turn a couple of scouts off. He has one other thing that I did see here. He kind of limits mobility and rushing ability, restricts his offensive flexibilities. So he's limited. He has kind of limited mobility, and his rushing abilities kind of restricted in offensive flexibilities, and then that ultimately struggles. That means that he cannot threaten the defense with his legs. So that's one thing I picked up on tape. And then two more that I picked up here. One was his decision making. Kind of was a bit of a regression, especially in 2024, especially what I've just said with the downfield, with his downfield vision being not the best. And then with him making some poor decisions making in 2024 season, and then that forced him into into covering, trying to throw into coverage and trying to create explosive plays when he shouldn't have to really do that. And then one other thing, and then I'll go into the summary after this. The overall, what I think, one thing I didn't pick up on Tick is he lacks consistency and touch in the short passing game. So, and then his short passing game, his touch and his passing game his touches in the short passing game needs to improve. He kind of get dumped out. It doesn't look good, and then he ventures off downfield too much. But yeah. And then really what I had as my summary of him, I think ultimately, you need to have him with somebody that is going to utilize his vertical passing attack and maximize his deep ball accuracy, especially when I said he work on his deep ball accuracy and his quick release. That has to be addressed, because we said about him in down the vision and him not having great down the field vision. That has to be addressed with whoever he goes with. His vertical passing is really good. So again, you find somebody you can work, you can really work on. He can do the vertical. Who work with offensive coordinator and head coach that can get the best out of his accuracy, touch with deep balls and quick releases. And then he needs more help on his exposure of short game passes. Again, you're looking at maybe a team like the Seahawks or somebody like that he could just be a backup, and again, just see what he can do, like a Seattle or something like that. Maybe he goes to the Bears or whatever. But he's really, again, the thing that holds him back is his injury record in high school, his down the ball vision, and his short ball passing game, which needs to be improved. And then his pass protection, he's again, like I said, with the whole down the field passing and pass protection, he's going to work on. But ultimately, I think he's a 4th round pick, day 3, 4th round pick type thing. But yeah, leave your guys' thoughts in the comments. What do you think Quinn Ewers going to be? I don't have him rated very highly in this draft, especially from what I've seen and going off what I've seen on tape. So again, if you guys think, give me guys what you think about it, and I'll be back in a couple of days. I'm going to do a scout report on Jalen Walker, so from Georgia. So I'm going to do a scout report on linebacker Jalen Walker next. So stay tuned for that, guys. That will be coming up in a couple of days. Maybe the weekend I'll get that out. But yeah, peace, guys.